And thanks, Chuck. What an outstanding job Chuck does as the county superintendent here. Candidly, there's probably nobody else in the state that I call more for advice and counsel than Chuck Weiss. And thank you for the very great job that you do every single day for the kids, Chuck. And Chuck did kind of mention, and thanks for mentioning the fact that in 2002, I did get more votes than anybody else in the country. And my votes from Florida and Ohio still are not here yet. I want you to know I'm really upset about that, Chuck. It's the I appreciate Chuck mentioning some of the birthdays. The one that he missed is my, let's see, my sister's birthday was 2 days ago, and she's here too. So that's it. I want to begin, and you're in luck. I'm not used to public speaking. So the tallest guy is going to give the shortest speech. Let's hear it for it, huh? That's the. I too want to thank the committee for Darren, for Chuck, and for Tim working tonight, and so many folks, and half the elected officials in Ventura County over here on the side, and I hope they, the county is safe tonight. They're all here. And all friends of mine, and I really appreciate them being here. The night would really be complete if this was a certificate from my friend, Senator Tom McClintock. That'd be, we go way back. We're on a first name basis. He calls me Jack, I call him Senator. I want to introduce my family who's here, and they're here in the dugout seats. Dory O'Connell, who's a teacher here, our daughter and the inspiration for both of us, Jennifer O'Connell, public school graduate. My sister, Nancy, whose birthday, honestly, was 2 days ago. In fact, I'm going to brag on Nancy for a second. Last year, she's also a teacher. Last year, she was Teacher of the Year for her school, for her district, and was one of the county Teachers of the Year, and was eligible to be a State Teacher of the Year. But since she knows the guy that selects the State Teachers of the Year, she was asked not to bother applying, so she wasn't in the run. But she was cool with that. And then also my mother, who's over here, celebrating her birthday today, as Chuck said. Thank you all for coming in the dugout seats. It's really nice to have you. Yesterday, I had the honor of speaking here in Ventura County. We have two new judges. Both personal friends of mine. Grew up with one of them and played basketball against the other. In fact, when I checked my notes from my basketball scouting from the guy that went to Buena, Judge Bruce Young, I commented yesterday that my notes on the scouting report that Coach Dunn always made his cape said that Judge Young could go equally well to his right and his left. So I knew he'd be a good judge on that, Tim, over there. But when I told them, that they said, are you going home tonight, Jack? And I told them, no, I was going to stick around for this induction. One of the lawyers who was behind overheard said, Jack, you're being indicted? I said, no, I was being inducted. I, too, want to congratulate all of the other inductees. Just really a very distinguished group, and what a tremendous honor. Dr. Cowan mentioned that Coach Dunn was at our table. Dr. Cowan, that's because we were the tri-tip table, you were the chicken table. So that's why I think he chose it. And what an honor to follow a great educator, and really the father of Rio Mesa High School, Mr. Michelson. Our families have been friends forever, grew up together with his kids, took a class from Ventura College from his wife. What an outstanding educator. In fact, the football field at Rio Mesa, in my recollection, is named after him, something I've always thought would be pretty cool. In fact, the only thing they ever thought about naming after me was a toxic dump. And it wasn't going to be O'Connell Dump, it was going to be Dump O'Connell. So we kind of asked them not to do that. You know, as I go up and down the state, I like to talk about the 3 new R's in public education, and that's rigor, relevance, and relationships. And when I talk about rigor, I like to talk about challenging curriculum so that we're really preparing our students for jobs, not just the rest of this decade, but for the next decade as well. And when I talk about relevance, we want to make sure that what we're teaching, that there's applicability, that our students know and can see and feel the connection to the skills, to the concepts that we're asking them to learn. And then frankly, the most important R is relationships. And there's no scenario that I'd be standing here without the 2 most influential people in my life next to my dad, and that is Coach Dunn and Coach Holly. Outstanding teachers, outstanding coaches, really gave me the work ethic that I have, taught me how to prepare in lessons, prepare in work, and really to work very, very hard. And I'm so pleased and honored that here it is 40 years later, and on their own dime, they're here again. Every time I was sworn into this job, and most of the time up in Sacramento, They always came, and they're part of our family, and I debated for quite a while. Should I introduce them with the whole family because they're part of our family, or talk about the third R and how important it is for all of us as professional educators? It really is the most important R, relationships. And as academics, as educators, we know that. And so please continue to remain connected. In fact, I'll give you a little hint, or a little secret maybe. The only public speaking class I ever had in my life, and you can probably tell, is my public speaking teacher is here as well, Mrs. Riggs. And she taught us early on that you don't have to write a whole speech and read every single word, but just make a few notes. And so when I'm speaking to a group like I did yesterday in Anaheim, about 3,000 people, I wanted to talk about our standards. And so I just write down "done a lot" on my notes, and I go on for 5 minutes, but everybody sleep on standards. Or if I want to talk about schools and how test scores are up, more people proficient, passing more bonds, you can look at any of my speeches and be happy to send one to you if you're having trouble getting to sleep at night. And I simply write "right track." And when I talk about the importance of the teaching profession and the importance of having that connection and the importance of having that inspiration, I write down 2 words, Mr. Dunn, Mr. Hawley, and then that is what I always talk about. We have to remember, and Chuck said it very well earlier, the most important profession in our society is being an educator. We are the ones that teach the lawyers. We're the ones that teach the doctors. We're the ones that teach the policymakers. We are the ones that really the future of our community, of our state, of our society, it's in our hands. This is a tremendous honor for me and my family and my coaches. Thank you very, very much for having me here today. Thank you.